Hi, people. This is my second live today. We're having some issues with the first one. I'm sure if it showed or not. So I figured I'd do a second. This one is titled My Abortion Stance. And here's what it is. So, a lot of people are going to argue whether or not abortion is wrong, whether or not it's emotionally based or not. I'm going to tell you right now that Roe versus Wade is and always has been unconstitutional. I'm going to tell you right now that Roe versus Wade violates our Constitution in at least 2 to 3 different ways. So let me go over each way. Now, the first way is this. In 1972, WIC was created. This is Women, Infants, and Children. Now, this program was based and funded by taxpayers and was based on the idea that women who had proof of life or a positive pregnancy test could qualify for tax assistance to get help with food and various things. Now, again, the prerequisite to WIC was proof of life. This was a positive pregnancy test. Now, in 1973, in less than 6 months later, they were told that this was no longer, that the same children that were tax funded were no longer given due process. So the question became, which is it? Do they qualify for proof of life to get tax funded assistance? Or do they not qualify for due process, which would violate taxation without representation, since our tax dollars are not properly being represented? So this creates a very fundamental problem with Roe versus Wade from the get-go. Why is it that in 1972 they were provided proof of life as a prerequisite, or a positive pregnancy test was a proof of life to get tax-funded assistance, and less than 6 months later, these same unborn children were stripped of their due process? This is a clear violation of taxation without representation. Clear violation. Now, the second reason Roe versus Wade should have never been passed is the terminology. Woman's choice. Has there ever been a more sexist, gender discriminative law ever produced by the American Supreme Court? And here's what I mean. In the 60s, women fought for equality. They fought for equal pay, equal opportunity. And they won them all. They got them all, as should they deserved it. But then, in 1973, they went from equal opportunity and equal choice, or equal opportunity and equal pay and equal all that, equality, to choice. So in 1973, they were given choice instead of equality. And the problem is when they did this, when the Supreme Court did this, it delegitimized men and fathers in that role. So right out of the bat, if you want to consider terminology alone, you can consider woman's choice as being one of the most gender discriminative laws ever produced. Now, you could go on and you could make the case that, relatively speaking, more men are forced to pay child support. You can make the argument that more men are bred to believe that they're deadbeat fathers and they have no choice in the situation. Here's the problem. When you have people who are taught that they don't matter, they're taught that they have no choice in the situation, they won't care, and they will continue not caring. So they have a higher chance of becoming deadbeat parents because they're bred to believe they don't matter. And that's a simple fact, because woman's choice makes a terminology that men are inferior and that men shouldn't deserve the right to choose whether or not their children live or die. And here's the question: why is it that if a woman wants out of a pregnancy, she can go have an abortion without a problem? But when a man wants out of a pregnancy and doesn't want no part of it, he's a deadbeat and he's forced into child care. He's forced into paying child support. He loses his license. He loses his freedoms. And these are all little laws that may happen. Hey, babe. And so that's one aspect of this that's a problem. Okay, and you can even go as far as saying that if a drunk driver hits a pregnant woman, does that person not get arrested for 2 murders? And he does, or they do. So in every aspect, a pregnant woman is considered 2 lives until you come to abortion, in which case abortion strips the male right out of it, and it delegitimizes the human life inside of that body. Now, there's 2 steps right there why Roe versus Wade should have never passed. Now, the third way is Planned Parenthood, Margaret Sanger. We all know Planned Parenthood has given and produced more abortions than any organization on this planet. We also know that the founder of Planned Parenthood is a lady named Margaret Sanger. What a lot of people don't know about Margaret Sanger is she went to many, many KKK rallies talking about getting rid of or eliminating minority groups through birth control, population control, and gender neutrification. Okay, what she was referring to, she had a famous quote referring that minority groups were like a reckless weed, or like weeds that recklessly bred, and that we need to go in and control their breeding so that their numbers don't get too large. This was a lady that was given money by the United States government, opened up a business, Planned Parenthood, on a nonprofit, and was given a ton of grant money to go around aborting children. The funny thing is, you can't go to any hood, any ghetto in America without seeing a Planned Parenthood business. So the question that I would love to ask any rookie court, any lawyer, any judge, the question I simply have is this, and I've asked many lawyers and I've asked a few judges. The question I have is, how is this even possible? Okay, how is it even possible that one of the most influential racist people in America was given a shitload of government funded money to open up a nonprofit organization to literally be in every minority neighborhood in America, and then killing off 60 to 70 million minority babies as we speak? So then people want to tell you about all these different reasons why abortion should be. Let me just tell you one thing. There's one thing I will always teach my girls, that every choice we make has a consequence. That you have a choice in America. You can choose to have sex or not. If you don't, it's called rape. And many people want to use that as an excuse, but before people jump on that wagon, just know that 7% of rape victims are even able to get pregnant, and only 1% of them are capable of going full term. So we're talking like literally almost no numbers here. Now, I teach my girls that every choice has a consequence. So if they choose to have sex, they better be willing to deal with the consequence of that choice. And that's something that I push heavily. So there's my argument on abortion. There's why I don't think it should happen. That's how I teach my girls. And here at the Americans First Political Party, we will always stand for life. And remember that. So thanks for watching. It's time for lunch. God bless. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a great day.